co-pilots.
No.
Not those kind of co-pilots.
Oh, sorry.
This is the one where we talk about TV shows, not hijacked planes. I mean, what?
Not our air industry.
Yeah, it's not.
That we do.
Yeah, not the keynote speaker one.
This isn't TED Talk. Oh, it's a
No,
joke.
I imagine when we turn up at Boeing. That's why all their planes fall out of the sky.
We've had an idea.
An idea. How about you fix some of the problems? But we're talking about Amazon shows.
Good old Jeff. I heard he directed all of the episodes of both of these shows.
Yeah, well, I mean, he can afford to outsource it. So
I didn't know you could get directors in sweatshops. Yeah, what we got? What are they called? We're just
Carnival Row.
That's the one. Carnival Row or Row or... That's it, isn't it? There's no other ways of saying row. Is there? No.
No, not in this language. And it's the only one I know.
And Tales from the Lot Op. So... yeah, this is going to be a very exciting chat. We are on Twitter, at Real Co-Pilots. We're on Instagram, The Real Co-Pilots Podcast. We have a website, copilotspodcast.co.uk. I have to check what that is every time I do that.
Which is weird, because you get it right every time, and I'm pretty sure you're the only person who's ever visited it.
Yeah, well, there you go. That makes sense, doesn't it? Hang on, I'm just going to write something in the suggestions box.
Cool, I'm getting called a cunt again.
Yeah.
If anyone could send us some real suggestions.
Oh yeah, go for it. We did have that one from that one guy who wanted the Doctor Who episode, and then we did it, and I bet he didn't even fucking listen. But
Can we just get another email? He's like, I did fucking listen, you can't.
Oh,
that would make my day. I would
very much enjoy that. If you are the
I would get that printed on a canvas and sent to you.
Yeah. If you are the chap who requested the Doctor Who episodes that we did. When did we do that? Oh my god, it was a long time ago.
A couple of years ago.
Oh shit. Series 5. Yeah, Series 5. And then that means that it was requested the year before, so that was Series 4.
Oh yeah, because we fit it in the next available slot, which was like a year and a half later.
How the hell is Shannara Chronicles 3 years ago? That's disgusting. Anyway.
I know, it's Matt. We might even mention that.
Oh, what a little tease.
You know I just cut all the silence out, right?
Yeah, I know. We're back. You just couldn't wait any longer, could you? You had to get another one of us in your lugos.
Yeah, I'm assuming they've just got autoplay on and they didn't really mean to listen to the whole of the first episode. And the next 100 and something.
I was going to say what, and they just sat there for fucking 75 hours.
Yeah, God, that would be depressing, wouldn't it? Imagine listening to us.
Imagine listening to all of us. Disgusting.
It is, but we like doing the talking.
Yeah, except when we can't because we're choking on nothing.
Well, that is a flaw of your physicality.
And they are numerous.
Yeah, I mean, we could do a whole episode about what's wrong with you, but that would...
Because it's episode 996. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, that's a good one. Episode 200. We'll just do it. What's wrong with us?
What is wrong with you?
Uh,
Let's just do it now. Fuck it. This is what's wrong with you, right?
I mean, I don't have enough memory on my computer to store all the things that are wrong with me.
We've got two interesting shows today.
Yeah.
Carnival Row and Tales from the Loop,
and they are very thematically similar, aren't they? You said that, so you should explain.
There was a point where I was like, actually, it's not. There is a similarity, and I can't remember what it was now. Doesn't matter. I only watched them about 2 hours ago.
That's the top of your list of what's wrong with you. Memory.
I can't remember anything. Yeah, it is terrifying. Which one do you want to start with? Do you want to start with the look at the fairies flying about, or do you want to start with look at the sad robot?
I'll start with a sad robot because it's good to empathise with something in a show.
And the thing you empathise with was a bit of metal that's having stones chucked at it. Good. Tales from the Loop. What is it? What is the Tales of the Loop?
Well, as the High Sparrow himself explains, it's about a little town that has a science building in it, under it, and everyone is connected to it in some way, and weird shit happens.
The Mercer Centre for Experimental Physics. Oh no, I just dropped something. Yeah. I thought, because it's called Tales from the Loop, I thought it was going to be like an anthology. Like, there's, it wouldn't interconnect and everything. But I've looked at, obviously we've only watched the first one, but I have looked at previous ones and said, oh no, the same characters are all in it.
Yeah, well, I guess it's how they all lit. It's like Dark, but in English.
That's, yeah, dark but light in English.
Yeah.
Which I think that's going to be our point of comparison, isn't it? Is that we've just watched the first series of an exceptionally good time loop show.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if maybe the time travel stuff doesn't play into this as much. It's the point of the first episode, or is it time travel, or did she just see? No, because they're definitely talking to each other and existing in the same. Yeah, it's all very weird.
I tell you what this really, really reminded me of. I don't know if you've played it, but there is a game that came out a couple of years ago called Control.
I haven't. I've seen clips of it. It's
very, very reminiscent of Control. Like, Control is... I genuinely don't know how to describe it, but it's... I think I heard a thing saying it's within the genre, which is called the New Weird. And it's very, very striking visuals, but quite abstract visuals. Almost sort of Twin Peaksy, but it feels a bit more solid than Twin Peaks. Like Twin Peaks, I always watch and like I just don't know what's going on. But with Control and with Tales from the Loop, there's weird stuff that happens, but it still kind of makes sense as to why that's happening.
Yeah, because you know that it's all happening because of the science building.
Yeah, so it's like Stranger Things if you took Stephen King out of it, I guess.
Yeah. Or like most of Stephen King stuff, if you took out of you took Stephen King out of most of his stuff, and they just went aliens, because that's where it's going anyway.
That's your favourite ending, isn't it? Oh look, aliens.
Yeah, I mean it's never disappointed me ever. Not looking at anyone in particular under the fucking dome. Spoilers, obviously.
Well, yeah, it's all very well and good saying spoilers after you've spoiled it.
With the power of editing, I'll have said spoilers before that. I won't have, because that's a lot of editing.
Yeah. And also, similarly to Control, the visuals in Tales of the Loop is some of the most amazing things I've seen on a screen. Like the snow falling upwards and the house sort of disintegrating and floating off into the sky. I loved all that. I really, really liked that stuff. Yeah,
why I thought early on, because I don't know if I mentioned this last time when we were talking about what's coming next, but there's a tabletop game based around the same print like the Tales from the Loop.
Yeah,
where just like some weird stuff happens, but you're playing as your characters are all kids, and they kind of if you get to like 16, you just age out and you're not. Like adults are there, but they just don't notice all the weirdness going on.
Okay. Oh, so they just sort of become a bit like blind to it, and only the kids.
Well, they sort of like fade into the background, and I thought early on that that was gonna be pretty much the premise of this, because within like for the first 5 minutes, you don't see a clear picture of like an adult's face,
That's a good point, actually.
and it's like you're following, what's her name? Is it Loretta, the kids?
Yes.
She, and you just see how she's sort of like Scarlet, and there are adults having a conversation, but they're out of focus, and I was like, oh, are they doing it where you just don't, and then like it's like a cut, and then the next scene it's like, oh, okay, no, that's an adult.
I think I would have liked that had they stuck with it. I really would have enjoyed
It's
that.
a really cool idea of you. It's because it's essentially an unreliable narrator.
Mm-hmm.
If you do it all based on a kid's interpretation of what grown-ups are talking about. And it would be quite cool if they had this whole little like science mystery like magic school bus thing going on, and there are all these parents who are just like talking about this serious like situation in the world, and we're all watching it just like, I understand the serious stuff they're talking about, but there's a bus going into a kid's.
Oh man, the Magic School Bus was cool. Did you ever play the game? There was a PC game.
Yeah,
Of the Magic School Bus, and you could go to like all the different planets. It was wicked.
Yeah. What I'm glad about is I mentioned the Magic School Bus before I said bus going into a kid.
At what point did you twig that Alma and Loretta were the same person?
I think I did, but I couldn't say specifically what made me think it.
No, I think I twigged it sort of quite early on, and then I was kind of just waiting for them to go, oh, it's...
Oh, I know
person.
where. You know when she goes to the loop and she asks the security, and he's just like, it's weird.
Your mum
She
don't
said her
work
mum...
here. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like... And
Same
then he
person.
calls down, and I was like, oh, she's you. Because otherwise he wouldn't say, oh, it's weird. He said her mum's name's this. And I was like... The only reason that's weird is if like her mum is also called... And then I was like, ah, cool. Now get to the reveal.
I realised I really, really recognised the young Loretta, and it took me ages to place her. I've only just placed her. She's in Ant-Man. She's Cassie in Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, yeah. And I recognise her mum as well, but I can't think where from either.
Same. And it's driving me nuts that Rebecca Hall, where do I know you from? Iron Man 3. The BFG. Godzilla vs. Kong. I haven't seen Godzilla vs. Kong.
She's in the Prestige.
Oh shit! She's Sarah. It's Sarah, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bloody hell! How embarrassing.
I mean, I'd be embarrassed if I was you.
She's in the Prestige. Fucking hell! What a gimp.
I know, yeah. Also, that was a more general I'd be embarrassed if I was you, not specifically around the not recognising someone from your favourite film.
Thanks very much.
I just had to get that out there, make that clear.
You'll do that clever editing though, right? So I'll be like, oh, she was in the Prestige.
Yeah, but it'll sound very much like my voice.
Oh, okay. That's weird. That's well, I guess these things can't be helped. So,
Yeah, but then it was weird when they... Because I thought essentially that you wouldn't ever see inside the loop.
yeah, or at least if you did, it would be like later.
Yeah, but no, first episode where it's just like...
Yeah, fair play. You get behind that though.
Yeah, but the thing, I guess what's good about it is they don't answer any questions. They're just like, yep, this is the science place. We come here, we do science, and you should probably go back to the past, or I should go back to being your future, or fucking whatever.
What did you think about all the stuff of, oh, I don't think my mum wanted to be a mum, all that sort of stuff? I thought that was incredible.
Yeah, I think I really liked that because it was like
It was like a tough little because
she says it to her like younger self, and then she's just like, "But your son literally said that about you."
Yeah,
You stupid bitch.
Just the fact she's so happy she's got her little fucking maths test and she's waiting for her mum and she doesn't appear, and that was horrible. Didn't like that bit. But then like the whole my mum didn't want to be a mum, and then the revelation that Jacob and Cole are her sons. That was mad. Like that little girl, just seeing that little girl being told, "Oh, you are their parent." It was just mad.
Yeah. Oh, you know that kid you've just been palling around with all day? Yeah, he's your son.
I really liked this, you know. I really liked this. Like as we're talking about it, I'm realising I liked it more than I thought I did.
Yeah, one of the things I quite like is that there was just the sad robot in the background. That was
not really mentioned.
No consequence to the story, but it's just almost like a bit of furniture to like sort of, you know, if like you're trying to put in like make a set look like it's from the 70s, you put in a big fuck off like sideboard in a house.
Serving hatch.
Yeah. And you paint everything like a weird sort of a greeny yellow colour and everything's quite shit looking.
Yep.
If you want to make it sci-fi, put a robot in the background for no reason.
I really liked the look of
and
that
then just
robot
never
as well.
It was a really cool looking robot.
He looked a bit like BD1 from the Fallen Order game.
Yeah, but significantly taller.
Oh yeah.
Unless these are tiny little people. I mean, the adults as well as the children. But I think I did really like it.
Oh my god! I've just done a bit like I've just done a quick little Google, and I'm now on the wiki page, and I've done a little bit of scrolling, and then I've just read something that I think is quite a massive spoiler. But now it makes me want to watch it more.
Is it one of those good spoilers where?
Yeah, don't go looking for it because you.
Yeah, where it doesn't take away anything when you watch it.
I think it adds to it. It adds. There's a couple of shots that as soon as I read that, I was like, oh, that changes how I viewed those two shots.
Oh, so there's something later on that changes how you would look at episode 1.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I think we might have to carry on with this one. You know.
That's the thing. I have every intention of carrying on with it because I thought it was really good, and it's weird this year to watch a really good show and not have to read. So I'm realising that some of the... No, I'm not going to say all of the good shows we've watched this year because some of them have been in English, but most of them have been foreign. Yeah,
definitely. That's not really a surprise to me if I'm completely honest, because you know, just England shit. So.
I mean, it's a surprise to me. It's not what I voted for.
You and your foreign muck.
I know. Oh, just unrelated. But did you see? There's clips going around on Twitter today of the moment that our Secretary of Culture realised that Channel 4 is not a state-run media outlet.
What? Who's our Secretary of Culture?
Nadine Dorries, I think.
Oh fuck me! Really?
Yeah, she's thick as pig shit.
She didn't know Channel 4 was. Nadine Dorries presses ahead with plan to privatise Channel 4. What?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's already quite privatised.
What is she doing?
Yeah, it's very, because she's just like, I think she's just like, they should be making their own money, and there's just a guy sat opposite who's just like, they do make their own money. They don't get anything from
you know you know how when you're watching Channel 4, Nadine, that them fucking adverts that keep popping up.
Yeah, you know how watching
Jesus.
anything on 4OD is just fucking painful.
Once you get into the app, it's fine, but it is just the worst app to navigate, isn't it? It's rubbish.
Well, it's not the apps. Like I mean, to be fair, I actively don't go to watch things on all 4.
Yeah.
Because
it's the shit.
If I'm watching it on demand, show me all the adverts up front and don't make me stop every 15 minutes.
Yep.
But weird political and Channel 4 ran out of the way.
Fuck me. This country. Yeah, let's talk about some fairies.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think obviously we have to get out of the way Orlando Bloom's accent.
Fucking dreadful. Fucking dreadful. Here's the other thing. Even if it was a really good, like, sort of Cockney, tough boy, London, accent, I don't believe him. I don't believe that he is that character because he's so sort of, not smarmy, but he's like so smooth and like polished, and I just don't believe that he's from a part of the country that gives him that accent, and I don't believe that he's had to rough it as much as his character has.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of his accent, but I sort of gave him the same pass that I gave
Carl Urban.
Yeah, with his butcher accent. I was like,
I mean, he's got the excuse of being from the other side of the world. Orlando Bloom is from that country.
Yeah, but he's from like the soft bit.
Yeah, well, there you go. He's from Kent. Yeah, so I don't believe him as like sort of tough, gruff cop. That aside, what did you think of Carnival Row, as I'm deciding to call it?
I quite liked it. I'm more interested in like the wider world than maybe particularly the story that they're currently telling, because that's just a refugee crisis, and that's like, if I want to see that, I can just
turn on the news,
look east. But it seemed like I quite liked. You remember Bright, the Will Smith thing?
Yeah,
where it's like just humans and magical creatures just kind of live together, and it's a bit weird. But these ones are sweary, and I quite like that. I like things that swear.
What do you imagine my response to this is?
The thing, instinctively, I think you fucking hate it. But I have a feeling that because you so aggressively disliked Orlando Bloom's accent, I think that means that you want to like it. But Orlando Bloom is going to be the blocker.
I mean, when we've been doing this for 7 years, I feel like you've pretty much hit the nail on the head. Orlando Bloom aside, and I'll admit, I had reservations about Cara Delevingne. I think it's fucking great. I really liked it, and I was not expecting to like this at all. Yeah,
I'm not gonna. This sort of like it's been on my sort of, when you see something coming out and you're like, oh, that would be good for the podcast. 2 or 3 years time. But I saw this was coming out. I was like, I thought it was interesting. One, that Orlando Bloom and Cara Delevingne are doing just like a telly show. Considering they're quite, well, I think Cara Delevingne would have been coming not quite just of the back off, but out of like Suicide Squad and all that sort of hype. And Orlando Bloom is Orlando Bloom, and he's been riding that I was in the Hobbit wave for quite a while.
Was it? Am I right in thinking he was a model first? Because that would make both of them models before they were actors, wouldn't it?
I mean, maybe.
Maybe not. But anyway, yeah. I mean, I thought she was actually a lot better than I thought she was going to be. I kind of was like, oh, it's not going to be great. And then I was like, fucking hell, this is brilliant. You were right, the world.
Arguably on paper, this isn't your thing.
No, this is it. Like, we've done shows that are, very, very similar to this, and I've hated it.
Yeah, Shannara Chronicles. You hated that.
Exactly.
I mean, no one liked that, because no one likes to see Gimli, son of Gloin, being taller than every other gun.
But like this, on paper, this is 100% a recipe for let's make a show that's going to piss Joe off.
Yeah, because it's, I mean, you don't hate. It's sort of almost like a fantasy Sherlock.
Yeah.
With swearing.
with swearing and a good bit of gore. I tell you what really sold it to me was at the very start.
Opening scene where you see someone get shot in the head.
Well, it's not that, but even before that, one of the first things you see is like someone who's been caught. I think it's one of the fairies has been caught upside down, and they've had their cheek like ripped off, and you could see like teeth all the way to the back of their face. And I was like, okay, so they're not skimping on a bit of gore, so this could be quite good. And then just the sort of the working logic of the world instantly made sense, because there's all the barbed wire traps like in the forest. It's like, oh, that means they can't fly away, so they're all running away. I'm like, they've all got wings, why aren't... It's because there's all this barbed wire, so they can't just flit away.
Yeah,
I thought it was fucking great. I really enjoyed this.
From like the opening, like sort of that first 5 minutes where you're across the water and you see them all running away, and you go, oh, like they're... You do sort of go, oh shit, that's a country that's been at war for a while.
Mm.
And then it's really nice that later on you get the sort of like the reunion of the pretty people at the end, and they're not happy with each other, obviously, because he pretended to be dead, which apparently is not an okay thing to do.
Yeah, you really should text her back.
No, but she must have seen I've been on WhatsApp.
She is your mother.
Well,
yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I couldn't give a shit about the two of them. I it's a shame that he is our, detective, because obviously, I'm big fan of detective stuff.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, for
but the
accent
world...
aside, he's got a good head on his shoulders. He's trying to do the rightest thing that he can, apart from pretending to be dead. But that aside, he's doing a top-notch job of figuring out who's the serial killer, because that is the first episode. There's a serial killer.
Yeah.
Or killers, as it might turn out.
I mean, to be fair, it was like, oh, the clues are he's got mutton chops, he's got a tattoo of a snake, and he's in a uniform. And he just decides, okay, well, let's look at all the police. And I was like, there's more than one type of uniform. So I was just waiting for that revelation to hit him, because
wasn't the name of the ship like the Basilisk or something?
Something like that, yeah.
And then my brain just sort of went like,
that's a snake.
That's a big fucking snake. How big was the tattoo of the snake on his arm?
But it's so obviously not the first cop who's got the mutton chops and refuses to let him look at his arm. It's like, it's too early in the investigation for him to get to catch him. So it's obviously not this guy. I
also think they do have a problem with, he had mutton chops, and then he's just looking around. He's like, everyone
that guy
has mutton chops.
And the fact that he's left-handed and he's looking around, everyone's drinking with their right hand. I was that's a bit on the nose. But yeah, I really really did enjoy this. I probably will carry on, to be honest.
So I think what I like about both of these is that there's not a huge amount to watch.
I mean, that does help.
I like watching TV. I like watching long shows. I like catching up. But I also like finishing things. Which reminds me, I still need to finish Sons of Anarchy.
Oh God, do you?
Yeah. Well, I'm close. I'm a season and a couple episodes away from finishing it, so I might as well.
Oh God, I could not be arsed with that.
Yeah.
You have watched a lot of TV shows, and Jack has watched a lot of films.
Yeah, but weirdly, so Charlie Hunnam's American accent or Orlando Bloom's East London accent, or Carl Urban's Cockney accent.
At least with Orlando Bloom, it's vaguely attempting that direction. Charlie Hunnam is just all over the fucking place.
I like that Carl Urban's not even a factor. He's just like, nope.
He gets a free pass because, Judge Dredd and oh shit, I've just dropped a screw. And AMR, and yeah, he gets a free pass. I like him.
Yeah.
That's the
so
difference.
what?
I don't like the other two.
So do you think with Carnival Row that is there something that could happen that would make you stop watching it?
Yeah, like if it just turned to shit, yeah, definitely. Or if they showed actual animal cruelty, yeah. But I'm also like, I really like that it's alluding to that. Okay, so the title of this episode is "Some Dark God Wakes," and then the serial killer is referring to something beneath them, which is coming. I'm kind of getting like Lovecraftian Cthulhu vibes from it because there was the tentacled thing in the sewer.
And that does just get you hard. So
yeah, I like my Lovecraft stuff. Apart from, I mean, I'd hold the racism, but I do like Lovecraft on the whole. he wrote quite an infamous story, which is all about like how he is just a massive racist cunt, and I think a lot of places actually don't publish it anymore because like, it doesn't have any value. It's just slagging people off.
But isn't that what Lovecraft Country, the TV show?
That's exactly why it exists. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, yeah, I think both of these are actually really.
Yeah, and like I said, the ones that I don't really know anything about, I didn't really know anything about Tales of the Loop. I knew less than what I thought Carnival Row was about. Yeah, really
I'm always
good.
Disappointed that I guessed straight away exactly how you felt about it.
It was spot on, to be fair. But I really think you're right. It's not the characters, it's the world that I like. Like the working logic of the world. Like you've got, basically you've got Prime Minister's question times at the start, and you've got the colloquialisms for all the different positions in the house and all that sort of thing. It just works. Really, even the town. So you've got the river, which divides the residential side and the industrial side. And you know that, the residential side, that's all upper class, and then, the other side of the river is all the poorer working class people. I just think it's a really cool location.
And what
really
I think
like it.
There are two
Plus
things.
they got horns, and I like people with horns. So
what I like is that these are two. I'm more and more impressed with Amazon's offerings to the world of streaming, because I feel like I don't watch enough Prime original content.
No,
and I think a lot of it seems to be more documentaries or Jeremy Clarkson. Like that's what a lot of it tends to be, that I don't maybe put enough faith in them for. But these are the second and third things that I've watched recently that are more, I guess, fantastical. But it all gives me faith that when Lord of the Rings comes out, it's not going to be shite.
I don't think they're gonna fumble Lord of the Rings. I think it'll be all right.
Yeah, but the more I see them do, and also the other thing I think both of these did really well is they just kind of went, here's a world, figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, I think Tales of the Loop does it in a slightly less explicit way. It's literally, no, you are working this out. Carnival Row, I think, does go, this is how it all works.
Yeah.
There are bits that you work out for yourself, but yeah.
Yeah, they were really on the nose with being like, there are xenophobes here. And as I said, it's good to have someone to empathise with.
Only today we were texting about how you've got a final solution.
It's not my final solution. It's the final solution.
It's heavily borrowed from history. I've just looked. We actually don't have shows for next week, but they are definitely going to be international shows, so that's going to be very fun. I'm going to go away and have a look for some good international TV shows which we can talk about next week.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird. This is the first time we've ever come up against the hard block.
I mean, it literally now, the title for next week, it's what you wanted. It's called Foreign Muck. So you're finally getting your own way.
Well, it's going to be weird. It's interesting. How do you finish a podcast when you can't say what's coming next?